Welcome to Indiana News Desk. I'm Joe Wren. Well, two banks are trying to foreclose on properties in Bloomington's Gentry Crest neighborhood, where some people put hundreds of thousands of dollars down to build their dream homes. But several of those homes sit unfinished, and construction crews never even broke ground on some of the other lots. As Barbara Brozier reports, the people who shelled out the money are now worried they'll be left with nothing.
When Leanne Cochran decided to build her first home, it didn't take long for her to settle on a location.
It was in a smaller area, nice community, close to downtown, close to my family. And I've always wanted to kind of pick out everything myself.
She chose a lot in Bloomington's Gentry Crest, the newest neighborhood from Gentry Construction in real estate. Cochran picked out a floor plan and signed a check for a more than $42,000 down payment last year.
It's probably the biggest check I've written, for sure, but I was excited. I did trust them too. Gentry is a company that's been around Bloomington for, I think, almost 30 years.
But more than a year later, Cochran's lot sits empty.
So it's from the fence over to the black light post. Was going to be my lot.
Shortly after she signed a contract with Gentry, construction on the house stalled. Cochran tried to reschedule meetings to pick out finishes for her home, but never got a response. Then she got a call from a friend saying the owner of the company, Ben Beard, was out of money.
I feel robbed. I was like sad, I was angry, I just was like in disbelief, I was in shock. I'm just pissed. I'm really pissed.
And she isn't alone in those feelings. Cochran is one of several people taking Gentry to court for breach of contract. A judge ordered the company to pay another hopeful homeowner more than $56,000 plus attorney fees for breaching a contract earlier this year. And another lawsuit is pending, where a woman claims Gentry used fraudulent representations to get her to put more than $300,000 down on a Gentry Crest property in order to receive a discount. The lawsuit claims the company misrepresented the situation so it could receive payment without any intent to build the home. Court documents allege that in addition to committing fraud and breach of contract, Gentry violated Indiana's Senior Consumer Protection Act and Deceptive Consumer Sales Act. And Gentry is also in trouble with some of the contractors it hires to work on properties. Court documents allege the company owes JJ's Concrete Construction more than $41,000 for work completed on several properties. And Experience Technology claims in a lawsuit it installed audio-visual and electronic equipment in 15 Gentry homes, but received no payment. It wants the more than $75,000 the company says Gentry owes. Work is halted on several lots in Gentry Crest because of all of these court issues. As you can see, this home, all that's complete is a foundation. It's unclear if and when construction will resume on these partially complete lots because this is caught up in a foreclosure case as well. Old National Bank is trying to foreclose on 5 different Gentry Crest properties, saying that the owner of the company owes them more than $1.6 million in loan payments. At the same time, Owen County State Bank is trying to foreclose on 2 other properties here, saying that the owner owes them hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's a complicated, expensive situation that leaves people like Cochran with a lot of unanswered questions. At the top of that list, what happened to all of the money?
That's a lot of money to just dish out and then, never get back or never see it again. It didn't go into anything, but it helped him pay whoever. I don't know where it went. I would love to see his financial statements.
She's hoping to recover a down payment through her lawsuit, but is unsure what will happen to this land or her dream of building a home.
I'm not willing to step back from this at all. I will get something out of it, and that's all I can do.
Reporter Barbara Brozier is here to tell us more. Oh boy, Barbara,
Tough story.
It is. So now what happens to these families? They put all this money down. What's the next step for them?
Well, so much of this is caught up in the court system, which is kind of frustrating for them because
courts take a long time. So we know that at least the 5 families that are impacted by this Old National Bank foreclosure case, which is still pending, they could learn more next week. There's a hearing in that case. Now, the court has appointed what's called a receiver. That's someone who's basically maintaining, overseeing those properties, and he is supposed to prepare them for sale. The families do have an opportunity to bid on those properties. Right now, we know of just one that is intending to go ahead and continue moving forward with the property in Gentry Crest.
So if those people don't end up living on the lots, because they don't really own that lot, right? So what happened?
Well, that's still caught up in the courts as well, but basically it's unclear if they'll get their money back through this foreclosure case. With a foreclosure case, the bank is trying to get its money back, so that's its first priority. There have been some counterclaims filed on behalf of the families saying, hey, we deserve some of this money too. They may have to go through their own civil court proceeding, which we've seen some people like Cochran, who we saw in the story, go forward with to try and recoup some of that money.
And then what about the people who live in that neighborhood already? Have you had a chance to talk to any of those people?
We did talk to a couple this week, and they're watching the legal proceedings as well because they're worried about their home values being negatively impacted by this. And they see things that are partially complete right outside their window. The street isn't even paid there, so the city cannot provide city services like trash service. And I should point out that we did reach out to the owner, Ben Beard, the owner of Gentry, multiple times, and his attorney, but they did not respond to requests for comment.
All right, Barbara, thank you very much.